This course is all about a combination of English as well as Telugu. Those people who are from Telugu, they can ask the questions in Telugu happily. I am ready to explain them and I am ready to clarify them in Telugu. తెలుగులో ఎవరికైతే డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయో వాళ్ళు తెలుగులో మాట్లాడండి. నేను ఏదైనా క్వశ్చన్ అడిగినా తెలుగులో చెప్పండి. Those people who are comfortable in Hindi, please speak only in Hindi. Okay, I can understand these two languages nicely. Okay, so because eventually you had to express yourself, whatever the opinion you have about a concept, you have to express that opinion to me so that I can correct you. I can give you more clarity on that. ठीक है, जो भी आपका डाउट है वो पूछ सकते हैं. Classes times and yeah, we will discuss, Andy. After the demo, we'll discuss about the class timings. Mostly in the evening we will have. Yeah. So जो भी आपका डाउट्स है आप आराम से हिंदी में पूछ सकते हैं. एंड क्योंकि मैं समझ सकता हूँ, कंप्लीट हिंदी उर्दू दोनों समझ सकता हूँ. आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड एंड आई कैन गिव यू प्रॉपर आंसर इन दैट. But the only thing is, please speak from your side in your mother tongue. Okay, my language can be anything, but your language should be your mother tongue, only for the clarity of expression. Okay, okay. बाद में जब interview होगा, when the interview happens, speak in your English. Okay, now come to the point. Yes, so we have to learn Angular, and you already know why we are into Angular. I would like to tell you there is a difference between React and Angular. React is a library. Angular is a complete framework with a totally, complete ecosystem. Okay, I'll tell you a small example from my understanding. If I am wrong, please correct me if it is possible from your side. So the point is, ReactJS is a library. Imagine we need to go to Switzerland for a vacation. So suppose if we book a travel agency for all our accommodation, travel, trip, plan, food, tickets, visa, permissions, all these things. We will be giving 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs to the travel agency, and they will take care of everything about your trip. So that is one side. And another side is, you want to explore the entire Switzerland by your own, like starting from visas, booking the flight, even booking the hotels, booking the cab, about the food, everything. If you really want to explore yourself, then that is comes under React.js. So there is nothing like which is good and which is wrong, which is good and which is bad. There is nothing like that. You have flexibility in React.js. That means planning your trip by your own. That means, for example, very simple thing. Suppose you went to some place and you want to eat something. So you can purchase whatever you want and you can have the possible item or interested item. But if you go with the travel agency, you have to adjust whatever the food they have provided to you, whatever the cheeseburger or whatever the sandwich they give you, you have to adjust with that. There is no other option, or else you have to purchase extra. That will be more costlier. So there is a flexibility in React. I mean to say, planning our own way. In framework, there is a fixed set of fixed set of things will be available. You have to accustom with that. For example, you want to spend on the hill top for more half an hour or 2 hours more. But according to the travel plan, those people say that, ma'am, I can't give you more than this time. We have to go back. So you have to adjust. That's it. That is Angular, but there is a lot of flexibility. Not flexibility, advantage with Angular in terms of completion, or else safety, or else you can say, For example, I'll tell you, I had this problem in the past. So I booked the travel agency. But what happened is, okay, I got the problem with food, but the best part I have had is travel. So they wait in the airport, they pick you up, they drop you at any night, because in Europe the dropping times are different. So definitely it will be difficult for you. So in this process, you need not to book any cab or you need not to search for the right people. But I traveled somewhere without the agency. I planned everything my own, but there was a problem. I reached there by night. I didn't get any cab or anything, any accommodation. I booked accommodation, but I don't have cab. So what happened? I had to stay outside the terminal. I mean, outside the airport for almost 6 hours. So I had to wait in that chill, cold weather. So if you go for React.js, they have their own problems. If you go for Angular, they have their own problems and advantages. Both sides, they are there. So according to your, what do you say, situation, you have to go with this. For example, in my case, I'll tell you, if I am planning the entire trip with my family, imagine my wife, my children, my parents, all these people. So I can't experiment there. So definitely I had to go with the travel agency so that they will be comfortable. Suppose I am traveling alone, or else I can say I am traveling with my wife. Okay, sometimes that is also fine. So when you have limited amount of requirements, then go with your own way. That means you can do any experiment, whatever you want. But when you are building enterprise level applications like you can say like banking application with almost all 84 countries, I can't say the name of the bank what I support for. So that kind of bank where 84 countries actually they are running in, and you have to support that. So there React is not the right choice. So there you have to go for Angular. Okay. When it comes to e-commerce applications, social networking applications, or you can see some, what is it, not enterprise level, some kind of website or web application, small applications or medium scale applications, I will ask you to go for React. So this is just an emotional answer I have given. Now the technical answer I want to say, that is Angular comes with the complete ecosystem with the HTTP modules, the routing system, form management, state management, everything is inbuilt in Angular ecosystem. But when it comes to React, React is just a library. It doesn't have the ecosystem for handling forms, ecosystem for routing, ecosystem for state management. You have to. True. True. Aksha. Sorry, please. Yeah. So you have to maintain these all, what you say, extra things on your own. You have to come along with all those things. Okay. You have to add these all things like an add-ons. So for small scale or mid scale or what you say, rapid application development or agile process, this React is very good. When it comes to Angular applications, that means when it comes to enterprise level applications where you have a lot of features should be implemented, then you go with Angular. Hope I just made it so clear. And those people who are really dreaming about big packages and you have proper, what you say, pay slips, or you have at least you have good experience with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, some UI design kind of things, and you have some kind of Java background or .NET background, just take my course and tell me what is the package you got. If you have experience in Java or .NET, I insist you to join the course. Don't leave me till you get the job. I will support you. If you have basic Java knowledge, basic not basics, you should have worked on Java and .NET, if or .NET, at least to some extent. Angular is your best choice, and don't look here and there. Only Angular. Focus on Angular. क्या बोलते पाड़ दे Angular को पाड़ दो, and you are going to get only 30 plus or 25 plus. If you have good enough experience, 40 plus. Yes. So because I have seen such kind of success in the last few years, the last 2 3 years, Angular with Java or Angular with .NET is the best combination. It is like Shah Rukh Khan with Kajol kind of combination. Okay, in Telugu, Chiranjeevi and Sridevi combination. Chalo. So here we go. So how to start Angular? Of course, Angular is a web application development platform. So you should know HTML and CSS. And other than that, you should have the in-depth understanding about modern JavaScript. So arrow functions, let const, class, these are all very basics you have to understand. Destructuring and spread operators are everyday routine. And here, most of the time we develop our components based with classes and modules. So no compromise on that. Promises, async await, of course, array methods. These are the modern JavaScript things you need, but this not ends. This is only to develop the application. But to crack the interview, I repeat, to crack the interview, you should know a lot of other things also, like what is a event loop, hoisting, temporal dead zone, even your JSON object, window object. There are so many. Yes, even what you say, some of the array methods with the recursion mechanism. The in-depth understanding about event handling, event bubbling, event capturing, along with the promises, asynchronous activity. These all things are very much needed. So you have to have the in-depth understanding about modern JavaScript, or Java and JavaScript. Both are required. And the third most important thing, you should have knowledge on problem solving. I'm talking about those people who are really interested to get a 10-20 package. So they should have this kind of things. For example, they will ask you some problem solving questions on JavaScript arrays. So they will ask you to write the code to find the combinations for the sum should be equal to a given number from the array. Or else you will have a nested object and serialize it. So there can be any problem solve. These are all not data structures, my dear friends. They are just problem solving skills you need to know. So they also, I try my best to discuss with you along with the course. And at the end of the course also, I will discuss with you the recent interview questions on problem solving, because I am not attending, but I support the people who are preparing for Google, even this one, Microsoft, Index, Intel. Uh, Recently, we got one more thing. What is that? Qualcomm, Samsung, AT&T, PayPal, Mastercard. Yes, that's what I am missing. Mastercard. So Uber. So when they are preparing for that. So not daily I am supporting it. They will send me some of the questions, whatever they get, and I will forward whatever the questions I get, so that they start preparing it. On that case, some weekly once or sometimes I will give some contact hour to them, and they will be happy to discuss about these all interview questions. So that's how I know what are the interview questions are about to come. So if we are ready with those kind of interview questions, I hope Accenture, Capgemini, or any kind of company is not a big deal. Okay, so this is how I train people and I guide people. Okay, so some what you say, I can't disclose some things on online, so that is why mostly I will give projects or anything. But whatever the projects, I kept it in online also. If you are smart enough, you can crack the interview from them also. I have already what you say disclosed it, but you don't know the flow, right? So flow, please join us. I will be giving you the best training possible with Angular. So now, after JavaScript, in-depth understanding of JavaScript, please understand TypeScript. It is very crucial for Angular. I'll tell you from my side also. From up to Angular 8 or 9, 10 also, Angular was not so serious about the TypeScript. That means they never asked us to go only in the left side of the road or something like that. But now Angular is so serious about the type checking. New types have what you say erupted, like unknown. Uh, so new way of type checking is also, type assertions have come in a new way. There is one more word called satisfies. So other than the basic TypeScript, we got a lot of other things also. So definitely you should know the TypeScript properly. So what exactly I am doing is I will give you the TypeScript, complete TypeScript. Just I'm showing you, friends. We will share once you have joined us. I will share the TypeScript classes directly, TypeScript videos. I have recorded the foundational TypeScript complete recording will be given with the detailed explanation. Okay. So why do I give you these TypeScript videos is not only TypeScript videos, I will give you the entire course 1 week prior. So you have to go through that if you can, so that you will understand much more better. Okay. I'm sorry, maybe I'm using the payment word, but definitely after completion of the payment, you will get the set of JavaScript videos as well as the TypeScript videos, so that week by week or whatever the number of times you can listen to those videos, listen to me. In my class, you will get the clarity and the strong registry in your brain. You need Rishi. Yeah. So in your brain, you will register those concepts so that it will be very beneficial for your interviews. So the class itself will be good for you to prepare the interviews. Every day, listening to the class and listening to the videos itself makes you to be ready for the interviews. You need not to do much extra preparation for it. Okay, so this is also we are doing. That doesn't mean I am going to miss anything. Okay, I never miss in the class. I will cover everything in the class. So we need the discussion. I will ask the doubts, I will ask the questions, I will ask you the latest questions, all those things in the class also. So you have to be ready. So Angular videos, yes, on Angular 19 I am preparing. Once I have completed, I will release those videos also for you. Before starting the Angular only, I will give you the entire set. So every day before coming to the class, better to complete the video and come to the class instead of listening to the video after the class. Anyways, the regular live class recording will be anyways shared with you. But these two things should be properly organized. సో నేను ఐ హ్యాడ్ టు స్పీక్ దిస్ ఇన్ ద తెలుగు ఆల్సో. మీ అందరికి ఏం చేస్తానంటే 1 డే ముందే నేను వీడియోస్ ఇస్తాను. 1 డే అని కాదు, 1 వీక్ మనం స్టార్ట్ చేసుకునేటప్పుడే వీడియోస్ ఇస్తాను. ఆ వీడియోస్ని మీరు చూడండి ఫస్ట్. చూసి దాంట్లో చాలా, ఇప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ టైం వింటున్నప్పుడు ఎట్లా ఉంటుంది అని అంటే అక్కడ మిస్సింగ్ డాట్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఇక్కడి నుంచి ఇక్కడికి ఎలా జరిగిందో తెలియట్లేదు, ఇక్కడి నుంచి ఇక్కడికి ఎలా జరిగిందో తెలియట్లేదు అని చాలా డాట్స్ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. ఆ డాట్స్ని క్లాస్లో మీరు ఫిల్ చేసేసుకుంటూ ఉంటారు అనమాట. దీనివల్ల మన స్టూడెంట్స్ చాలా బెనిఫిట్ అయినారు. దే దే గాట్ లైక్ హ్యూజ్ what is a benefit out of this. Okay, so that is how we do. And now we will come to Angular. In the phase one, I will start with Angular CLI. So it is not only about Angular CLI means to set up or to install the application. Yes, go ahead. Yeah. I mean, okay. First of all, let me complete Srinivas Mandel's question. Are there advanced concepts will teach like? Okay, I'll tell you first of all what advanced level concepts I'm going to teach you. So this is only what do you say? TypeScript. In the TypeScript, I'm going to give you the complete basics as well as generics, complete generics. Okay, all those advanced topics will be discussed along with enums, where we are using all those things. Okay, whatever there in the TypeScript also I am giving. Okay, point number one. In the JavaScript also, whatever the advanced concepts, listen to me carefully. Advanced concepts means some of the features which are released in 2024, ES 2024, ECMAScript 2024, up to that I am teaching, even for freshers. They are not even available in the Visual Studio Code IDE. That means dot दबाने से वो list नहीं मिलेगा आपको. So such a latest things I am actually giving you. Okay, point is clear. Even the promises I am going to, even JavaScript also I will take care of it so closely and thoroughly. When it comes to Angular, we have to understand both old mechanism as well as new mechanism. Okay, but the training will go with only new mechanism. For example, signals. So we will complete application development. We will go through the signals, and at the end, I will introduce you what are the other features you should know from the old side. For example, ng for is the directive we were using mostly in the old application development, but now we are using @for. They are called as control flow. So latest control flow will be discussed. Latest signals will be discussed. Latest lifecycle methods will be discussed. Latest signals means, for example, input, we have input signal and output signal. No more @input decorator or @output decorator. No more event emitter. So this level of advanced things we have to discuss. And it comes to what you say, API calling also. We are using HTTP client as well as the resource. When it comes to dependency injection, I will show you the dependency injection really in the constructor as well as with the inject method. When it comes to routing and route guards, these all things are with latest practices. After that also, I am not leaving you. By the way, we are going to discuss complete NGRX. Complete. I'm not joking. Okay. Complete is too big word. So whatever the latest practices we have, NGRX store as well as NGRX effects, we will be discussing thoroughly. Even your RxJS operators and mostly scenario based and RxJS operator questions. Scenario based means, for example, when you are when you are displaying the list of items in the data table. So what kind of searching pattern you are following? So what kind of code you will use? What kind of operators you will pipe one after the other? So when you are what is debounce time? Where do you use? Like that, there are multiple operators which you should have the very good clarity on. So those all advanced things we will be discussing. Okay. So this is what I feel about advanced. So if you, okay, one more thing is, especially on the migration time, at least you should know 5 to 6 new things. Migration, especially 7 to 18 or 9 to 20, these kind of migration techniques. They will ask you this question. So I will take up one old project and I will show you the migration process, how it works for one project at least. Okay, so that you will be confident enough to say, yes, I can't tell you for every kind of migration, but at least I will show you the migration technique, whatever it is possible. Is that clear? Sir, um, Nagendra. Okay, okay. Call me Nagendra, sorry.
యా సార్. సార్ లాస్ట్ టైము 2 మంత్స్ బ్యాక్ నేను అటెండ్ అయ్యాను సార్ ఎడ్పోలి. అంటే బాగా నాకు తెలుసు సార్. అంటే నాకు లాస్ట్ టైము చిన్న ఇన్సిడెంట్ వల్ల యాక్సిడెంట్ అయ్యి అటెండ్ కాలేకపోయాను సార్. ఓన్లీ హెచ్టీఎంఎల్, సిఎస్ఎస్ క్లాసెస్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉంది సార్. అయితే మిగతా క్లాసెస్ విన్నాను నాది మెయిల్ స్టాపింగ్ చేస్తుంది సార్. క్లాసెస్ నాకు రాలేదు సార్.
ఓకే, ఒకసారి అయిపోయిన తర్వాత కాల్ చేయండి, లేకపోతే చాట్లో మీ నెంబర్ పెట్టండి, నేను మళ్ళీ కాల్ చేస్తాను.
ఎస్ సార్. అంటే చిన్న ఇష్యూస్ వల్ల అయిపోయింది సార్.
ఓకే నాగేంద్ర, దిస్ టైమ్ we will do it, we'll rock it.
మా ఫ్రెండ్స్ బోత్ ఆర్ కంప్లీటెడ్ సార్. మై ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఆర్ అటెండ్ ద క్లాసెస్ సార్.
ఓకే
శివ, నాగేష్ ట్రైన్ ద క్లాసెస్ సార్.
నాగేంద్ర, మనం మాట్లాడదాం ఇది.
ఓకే సార్, సారీ సార్.
No problem. Okay, okay. So this is how we go through. Srinivas, I hope I am clear. What are the advanced topics actually we are going to discuss in this process? Excellent. So here we go. The fundamentals, how do we go through is, in Angular CLI, it is not only about what you say, I mean to say project setup, especially project setup. You should be careful about the project setup. Point number one, there are two ways of application development in Angular. One is module based application development and standalone based application development. So in different versions, the syntax is different. Now in Angular20, you need not to, Angular19 also, Angular19 also, you need not to mention no standalone flag. You directly use ng new, I mean, whatever the new project you will be creating, that will directly create it in standalone based Angular development. But when it comes to, if you, for example, if you want to set up the old model style, so what kind of commands you have to use, what kind of flags you have to use, those all I will be teaching you. Is that clear? So worry not, they will come later. Okay, so but our default approach is standalone based component development. Okay, so here, so Angular CLI means that is not only the case. For example, every day we are using, so if I write only ngcc cart, just I want to show you, ngc cart login hyphen skip hyphen tests. So here it will not, okay, tests. Yeah. For example, here, if you observe, we don't have the spec file. If you really want to skip the spec file, it will be skipped. But if you don't use the skip, the texts, it will create the spec file also. That is the test cases file also. So what kind of extra care you have to take? I will be discussing all those things for you. Yes, Durga Prasad?
Sorry, sir.
Amma, okay. So project structure and the, what you say, composition, especially where you have to do and what you have to do. I will give you all those things without any problem. And while you are creating the services in Angular 19, this service name or component name is default, that is component keyword. But in Angular 20, we don't have that component keyword, app.html, app.css, app.ts. So this is React style, but yes, we will be discussing all those things. So at the end, we will be discussing these files also, angular.json, of course, git ignore, tsconfig.json, package.json. These things also we will be discussing for application deployment also, and they will ask you in the interview 100%. And one more thing I want to tell you is even environment variables also we will be using. So how to configure them and how to build them, what are the commands we want, and how to use Angular CLI for that will be discussed here. So that is how we use Angular CLI. And in the components, yeah. See, while I am discussing the Angular, I am not using any material or PrimeNG. Okay. But in the project time, I will use material design, material UI, basically. Okay. Angular material, not even material UI. It is Angular material, not PrimeNG. It is Angular material, which is de facto standard for Angular applications. Okay. So where we are? Yeah. In the components, you have to understand how do you maintain the state? How do you, what you say, bind the data? How do we maintain the event binding, property binding, two-way data binding? All these things I am going to give you in the component. That is how I start the application. So in my applications, my best approach is for everything, I will be added with the real-time scenario as well as the practical example. For example, while I am using interpolation, so I will help you. I mean, I will give you the examples of what do you say, counter component. Especially when we are using property binding, we will be using something called to-do list, or else sometimes rating component, or these kind of examples. Event binding, of course, in the to-do list as well as the counter component we will be using. And two-way data binding also, while we are creating the to-do list component, we will be using to-do ng model kind of work. So this process I will be explaining you in two ways, in the signals as well as without signals. So I will first of all complete with signals, but after every topic, I will give you what is the regular procedure also without signals. Otherwise, it is not that easy to work with the older projects. Be careful. And modules, yes, we'll start with standalone. After, in the end, I will show you how the Angular modules also works. Yes. So here we will be discussing dependency injections and services with @injectable decorator. That means directly injecting in the constructor. The latest one is inject function. So with instead of inside the constructor, I will be using inject function. So you have to use this. That doesn't mean you can avoid dependency injection straight away. I will show you. You need some places only constructor based dependency injection. I will show you that. And routing, yes, whatever this routing is there. Without reloading the page application, how do we route these all things? Child routing, parameterized routing, okay, even route guards, all these things will be discussed in that. After that, yes, we will enter into the, what do you say, betterment. What do you mean by betterment? I'll tell you. Whatever, first we will complete the fundamental phase one up to routing and services, including API calls and all with the signals and all. After that, I will be discussing completely about performance. So while we are using this, so what are the best practices you had to use for this? In that process, you had to go through the complete life cycle process. Okay, which life cycle method will be called on which particular place? All these things will be discussed, and how to create our own directives and how to use the directives in a better way. For example, ng class and ng style is there. So this is basically used for conditional rendering. That means those people who are on online, they should get a green button. Those people who went for offline, they should get a red color button, or what you say, gray color button. So those kind of things are very small but very effective. Okay, so even in most of the comment section, all those places you need the conditional styling. Okay, so conditional styling we will be understanding with the ng class and ng style, and of course structural directives we will be using it, and we will write some of our own directives without fail. And those people who are going for any big company, I insist, try to write it on the paper. If possible, try to write it on the paper. Sir, in which generation you are in? I want to speak this about in the Telugu also. First, let me complete. Even on the AI generation, companies will ask you to write the code on the notepad. Believe me, AI will help you after entering into the company, but for entry into the company, you need to write the code. You should know where to write and how to write and what is the flow. You should understand that. Okay, so this is my suggestion. If you want to follow it. Okay, that's up to you. So here we will be discussing all the pipes. Yes. So in the forms, it is directly, we will create the reactive forms, dynamic forms, form validation, as well as asynchronous validations. And of course, last, okay, signal-based reactive approach forms. So if time permits, I will tell you because it takes little time. This is the last one, okay, for future and entry. And HTTP calls. So yes, even in the service time also, I will discuss HTTP calls. But in the advanced time, what I'll do is I will discuss about HTTP interceptors, especially while you are making any API call, how the tokens will be passed, how the login will be handled, how the entire application is going to be safe by these interceptors. So I forgot to tell in Telugu. Telugu friends, మీరు కోడ్ రాయడాన్ని అంత ఈజీగా తీసుకోకండి. ప్రతిదాన్ని మీరు పర్ప్లెక్సిటీలోనో, జెమినీలోనో, చాట్ జీపీటీలోనో ఇచ్చిన కోడ్ని పేస్ట్ చేయడానికి అలవాటు పడిపోతే మీరు కనీసం ఒక లైన్ కూడా ఓన్గా రాయడం మీకు రాదు. కానీ ఇంటర్వ్యూలో మనకి చాలా చిరాకు పెడతా ఉంటుంది, ఎర్రర్స్ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి, అండ్ వాళ్ళు దాన్ని నచ్చరు. సో డెఫినెట్గా మీరు కోడ్ ఓన్గా రాయడం అలవాటు చేసుకోవాలి. వీలు కుదిరితే ప్రతిదాన్ని పేపర్ మీద సూడో కోడ్ ఎట్లా రాయాలనేది తెలుసుకోవాలి. ఇవి చెయ్యండి, మీరు మీ ప్రాసెస్ని మీరే నమ్మలేరు, అంత బాగుంటుంది. Okay, so here all those observables, whatever we need, RxJS completely we will discuss along with this process. Here I will introduce RxJS, separate 2 sessions only on RxJS operators. And then yes, observables, state management, and NGRX. So NGRX I will be discussing thoroughly along with the signals and observables. These are the 3 combinations. Signal, we will use signals, observables, as well as NGRX. It's a deadly combination. If you are comfortable, you can do anything. And these are all very, very, very next level things. For example, change detection. Yes, everyone speaks about on push mechanism and zone.js. But now Angular20 removed zone.js. Okay, So now we are not going for zone.js, but it is having its own problems also. If you don't use don't zone.js, you have to be careful about change detection, especially it will happen only on events. Okay. So whatever the measures you have to take in the zone detection, zone.js, I will give you. And authentication, authorization, lazy loading, we will be discussing about it. Okay. And we will use the material UI basically for library, but I'm not going for Prime NG or NG Bootstrap. You go for it. I'm using material design for it. Okay, Angular material components. Testing, yes, we will have a class. I will bring, we have one Google expert also with us. So he will also give you some of the testing best practices. Okay. So that will also be discussed. We have people like who wrote books on testing Angular, but let us not focus more on it. You should just need how to do it. That's it. Otherwise, it will kill a lot of our time preparation. Yes, yes. Optimization performance, we will be discussing thoroughly about it. Server side rendering, if possible. I tell you, if possible. I can't say that is possible in the given time or not. Based on the time, I can tell you. Progressive web application, one class will be given for that. So this is overall, this is our roadmap to learn complete Angular end to end. Is it okay? Am I clear to you? Yeah. So if at all you want even HTML, CSS also, please let me know, because I will cover JavaScript here also. There is no problem at all. But if you really want HTML, CSS as well, we have a different plan for you. First of all, we'll complete HTML, CSS, and JavaScript fundamentals, and we will give you work for at least 1 month. Only then come back to Angular or React. But if you are completely new to HTML, CSS, then it is not that easy to carry with the current flow. Okay, let me know. I don't know how to write HTML. Then this is not the right time. We will have a separate plan for you. Okay, first of all, you have to go through that. But this is for the developers, whoever want to what you say, want to succeed in the interview with the best packages. Only I am discussing here. Okay, it is not like what you say, it's not possible to be on both sides. Okay, HTML నాకు రాదు, నేను కంప్లీట్లీ జీరో అంటే మాత్రం మనకి వేరే ప్లాన్ ఉందండి, ఆ ప్లాన్ లోకి రండి. ఇది మాత్రం నేను కనీసం ఒక 10 మందినైనా ఈసారి యాంగులర్ మీద మంచి కంపెనీస్, మాస్టర్ కార్డ్ ఇట్లాంటి వాటిలోకి పంపించే లెవెల్ నేను తయారు చేస్తాను ఈ ఈ బ్యాచ్ లో. అది ఇంకా మీ ఇష్టం. ఓకే, సో ఐఎమ్ రెడీ టు గివ్ యూ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఐ హ్యావ్ and whatever I know. That's up to you how you want to take out. Okay, yes, I am open to you for all your queries now, whatever the queries you have. రేపు కూడా క్లాస్ ఉంది. రేపు నేను ప్రాజెక్ట్ అప్లికేషన్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఎట్లా చేస్తాను అని చెప్తాను. We will discuss those things. Tomorrow also we have class that what is a demo 2 అనుకోండి మీరు. ఓకే, సిగ్నల్స్ ఎట్లా వాడతాము, ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేసి చూపిస్తాను. జీరో లెవెల్ కాదు, నేను ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ అయితే రేపు చేస్తాను. చేసిన తర్వాత యూ విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్. టుమారో వీ విల్ బి డూయింగ్ ఎ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఆన్ దీస్ ఆల్ టాపిక్స్. ఓకే, స్మాల్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్. ఐ విల్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ సమ్ సిగ్నల్. హౌ డు యూ సే దట్ దిస్ ఈస్ సంథింగ్ లైక్ బిఫోర్ పర్చేసింగ్ something, we will ask something for taste, right? Thoda 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 de do bhaiya, I say. So like that, I will give you everything, how ng for loop controls flow works, how the signal works, how the RxJS works. All these things I will introduce you slowly, and I will do a project tomorrow for you.
Timing, sir.
7 o'clock. Tomorrow it's 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Demo 2. ఓకే
HTML నుంచి ఎప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ చేస్తారు సార్?
ఏమండి సారీ
HTML నుంచి కావాలి నాకు. న్యూ బ్యాచ్ ఎప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ చేస్తారు?
ఐ థింక్ ఒకసారి మీరు మీ ఫోన్ నెంబర్ నాకు చాట్లో పెట్టండి ప్లీజ్.
ఓకే.
HTML నుంచి కావాలి అని మేము మాట్లాడతాను మీతోటి. మీకు వీలు ఒకసారి ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్కి రండి. ఓకే
నేను బెంగళూరులో ఉంటాను.
అవునా? ఓకే ఆన్లైన్లో చేద్దాం మనం. HTML మీరు ఏం చేస్తున్నారని మాట్లాడతాను డెఫినెట్గా. ఓకే యా వీ విల్ హ్యావ్ ఎ ప్లాన్ ఫర్ దట్. క్లాస్ టైమింగ్స్ మోస్ట్లీ ఈవినింగే పెట్టుకుందామండి యాంగులర్ వరకు. ఓకే ఈవినింగ్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ పాసిబుల్ విత్ 7 we will go with 8. Okay but we will do it with evening, in the evening. Yeah 7 p.m. andi Chaitanya, it is 7 p.m. in the evening, 7 p.m. evening. Very glad నేను ఈరోజు కోడ్ చూపించలేకపోయాను. I could not cover some of the code, but tomorrow we will have the complete execution and how do I explain everything in the class. All these things I will explain you tomorrow. Okay, so shall we conclude for the day? See you tomorrow for the project and application development in Angular. Thank you for attending the session. See you tomorrow.